Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please subscribe and keep watching for more detailed videos. Hallmark fans have been buzzing with excitement ever since news broke that Britt would be stepping into a role originally tied to Kristoffer Polaha. For loyal viewers who have followed Hallmark's lineup over the years, this shift comes with a mix of curiosity and anticipation. Britt, who has built his own reputation through a variety of projects, understands the weight of such a move. Yet, while he has expressed his gratitude and enthusiasm for the opportunity, he didn't hold back from admitting there's one problem that he sees in the middle of all this excitement. And it's this little complication that has fans talking, because it says so much about the unique space Hallmark actors hold with audiences and the challenges of filling shoes that many consider irreplaceable. When Kristoffer Polaha's name is mentioned among Hallmark followers, it immediately sparks warmth, nostalgia, and admiration. He isn't just another actor who starred in a handful of movies. He has become a staple in the network's growing library of fan favorites. His style, his charisma, and his ability to connect with the characters he plays have made him an anchor for the Hallmark brand. This is why when Britt was announced to be taking over a part linked with Polaha, the reaction was not only curiosity but also intense scrutiny. People want to see how the new dynamic plays out, but they also know how deeply embedded Polaha has been in Hallmark's DNA. Britt himself is aware of this. That's why in his own words he addressed what he sees as the single biggest problem. The fact that for so many viewers, there's only one Kristoffer Polaha. It's not that Britt lacks talent or charm. In fact, his career speaks for itself. He has range, presence, and a grounded style that makes him relatable on screen. But Hallmark is unique in the sense that its core audience forms deep bonds with specific actors. Once fans fall in love with a performer's rhythm, voice, and expressions, they don't just watch the stories. They show up because of the actors who bring them to life. That loyalty is both a blessing and a challenge for anyone stepping into a role associated with someone so beloved. So what makes this situation so fascinating is not just the transition of roles, but the way Britt is navigating it with humility and openness. By acknowledging upfront that Kristoffer Polaha has carved out an irreplaceable space, he demonstrates respect for the work that has already been done. At the same time, he is also signaling to viewers that he isn't here to be a carbon copy. He's here to bring something new, something fresh, and something authentic to himself. That balance between honoring the past and shaping a new future is what makes his involvement so compelling. The one problem, he pointed out, reveals his understanding of Hallmark's ecosystem. Unlike traditional networks, where recasting can happen quietly and audiences adapt with time, Hallmark's fanbase is deeply attentive. They notice changes. They talk about them. They compare. And they are not shy about letting their feelings be known. Britt knows that stepping into a spot that Polaha once held is not just about delivering lines and playing the part. It's about winning over hearts that already belong to someone else. That uphill climb is the very challenge he openly admits exists. Yet, in many ways, this honesty may work in his favor. Viewers appreciate when actors acknowledge what they're walking into. If Britt had tried to dismiss the comparisons or downplay Polaha's influence, it could have come across as arrogant or disconnected from the fan experience. Instead, he's embracing it head-on. He's saying, I know how much Polaha means to you. I know there's a standard here, and I know I'm stepping into something that feels sacred to a lot of you. That kind of transparency builds trust, and trust is the foundation upon which Hallmark fans decide whether or not to embrace a new actor. For years, Hallmark has thrived on consistency. Fans tune in not just for the familiar storylines and seasonal themes, but also for the familiar faces. Actors like Lacey Chabert, Candace Cameron Bure during her Hallmark tenure, Andrew Walker, and Kristoffer Polaha have become part of the network's emotional brand identity. They are almost like family to the audience. This is why when someone new enters that space, the reception isn't just about performance. It's about whether they can fit into the rhythm of the Hallmark family while bringing something of their own to the table. Britt stepping in for Polaha is therefore not just an acting gig. It's a test of chemistry with both the co-stars and the audience watching at home. What adds another layer of intrigue here is Britt's own career background. He comes into this with a portfolio that stretches beyond the Hallmark world. That outside experience gives him versatility, but it also sets him apart. Fans may find that his unique energy brings a new flavor to the role, something that isn't about replacing Polaha, but about expanding what's possible within the story. Sometimes change can feel unsettling, but it can also open doors for new storytelling opportunities. By acknowledging the one problem of following Polaha while also committing to making the role his own, Britt is signaling that he understands both sides of the equation. Another interesting point is how the network itself handles such transitions. Hallmark knows how much weight its audience places on the actors. When a change like this happens, it isn't just about the creative side of filming. It becomes a delicate exercise in communication and audience management. Hallmark has to reassure its viewers that the heart of the story will still be intact, while also inviting them to embrace new energy on screen. This is where Britt's candid comment becomes so valuable. It creates a bridge between the expectations of the fans and the reality of the transition. It's like he's standing in the middle saying, "I see you, I hear you, and I understand that this isn't simple." That acknowledgement in itself eases some of the tension. Of course, there's also the long-term question. Can Britt win over Polaha's fans? That remains to be seen. It's not something that happens overnight. Viewers will want to see if the chemistry works, if the warmth translates, and if the role feels natural. But the fact that Britt is already engaging with the emotional side of this situation suggests he has a good chance. Actors who succeed in Hallmark movies aren't just good at delivering performances, they connect emotionally with the fans themselves. Britt's awareness of the one problem is a sign that he's not just thinking about the script, he's thinking about the relationship with the audience. And this is where the story becomes bigger than just one role or one casting change. It reflects the broader reality of Hallmark's culture. Fans don't just passively consume content. They invest. They debate. They champion their favorites. They create an emotional tapestry where actors become symbols of comfort and joy. So when someone like Kristoffer Polaha has to be stepped in for, it isn't just about switching names on a call sheet. It's about continuity, identity, and connection. Britt recognizing that and calling it a problem is a form of respect, and that respect could be what allows him to slowly carve out his own space. Ultimately, what we're witnessing here is not a replacement, but an evolution. Polaha's contributions remain celebrated, while Britt's arrival offers a chance to expand the world even further. The one problem he admits, that there's only one Kristoffer Polaha, is both true and unavoidable. But that doesn't mean there isn't room for more than one type of favorite. Hallmark has grown precisely because it has been able to embrace new actors while holding on to its established stars. If Britt can bring authenticity, warmth, and consistency, the fans may find that they're not losing anything at all. They're gaining an additional performer to celebrate. And maybe that's the real heart of the matter. Yes, there's only one Polaha, but there's also only one Britt. The two don't have to compete in the same lane. Instead, they can complement each other in the larger Hallmark universe. Fans who give Britt a chance might discover that he adds something new they didn't know they wanted. And in time, the very problem Britt pointed out might become the foundation of a solution, proof that Hallmark has room for multiple icons, each bringing their own magic, each building on the tradition while adding fresh dimensions. So as this transition unfolds, the curiosity will remain high. People will watch closely, analyzing every performance, every moment of chemistry, every subtle detail. But in the end, Britt's honesty has already set the stage. He isn't promising to be Polaha. He's promising to be himself. And in Hallmark's world, where authenticity is everything, that may be exactly what's needed. Come back to our channel for all your updates. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel.